Okay, how old are you? 12 years old. I'm going to ask you, what do you think being a man is? Okay. Young man, what do you think being a man is? You don't know? That's a good answer. That's okay. I don't expect you to know right now at 12. 1 Kings 2 and 2.
1 Kings chapter 2 and verse 2.
Bring it out.
I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong therefore, and show thyself a man, and keep the charge of the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes and his commandments, and his judgments and his testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moses, that thou mayest prosper in all that thou doest, and whithersoever thou turnest thyself.
So what did the Bible say being a man is? Or what things would a man do that would cause him to be a man, according to the Bible? You want me to read it again? We'll read it again.
And keep the charge of the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, to keep his statutes and his commandments.
Hear that? To do what?
Keep his statutes and his commandments.
So being a man, how do you become a man according to the Bible? Say it in the mic. Keep his statutes. That's what I'm talking about. The men talk loud, so that's why I'm asking you to do that. But I want you to say, what did the Bible say? Say it in the mic. I want you to stand up straight and say it in the mic. All right. It said, keeping the commandments of God makes you a man. That's how you become a man according to the Bible.
That's right.
The world teaches us becoming a man is how many women you sleep with, how much drugs you can sell. That's not a man according to the Bible. But the neighborhoods you grow up in, that's what you see, right? Is that not what you see in the neighborhoods that you grow up in? Most of it? Talk to me. Nobody here is here to hurt y'all, I promise you.
That's right.
I want to talk to me. Is that the kind of stuff you see in your neighborhoods? What kind of stuff? Tell me what kind of stuff you see in your neighborhoods. I can't hear you. Smoking and doing what? Now, if you hang around that enough, what do you think you're going to be doing?
Bring it out.
That's right. Do what? Same thing. That's right. The same thing. Is you're going to be products of your community.
That's right.
But that's why, give me Zephaniah 2 and 1.
Bring it out.
Zephaniah 2 and 1. This is the solution to that. This is a solution for it. Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. God commanded us to gather ourselves together because nobody else is going to do it for us. We got to do it for ourselves. Read what you got.
Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
You hear what that said? Read it one more time.
Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Because the Bible calls us a nation that is not desired. When you look around, I mean, just look around here. How often do y'all come through here? How many homeless? Don't you see a lot of homeless people out here?
I do.
You do? Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right.
The green land, the blue land, and the red land.
Yeah.
What I have to say?
Yeah, read what you got again. Read that again.
Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
So the Bible commanded the Israelites to gather together as one nation. And then, like I said, if you look through here, do we look like outside of these men in purple? But that's why the Most High sent us out here to gather His sheep. We came out here just for y'all today. I'm not excluding my older brother and sister, but y'all are right in front of me. Y'all are the next generation. That's why we're taking this time to talk to y'all today, because the Bible says we're supposed to gather ourselves together. So when y'all leave here today, your friends that you hang out with, y'all need to go tell them what y'all learned here today. Tell them you learned you were Israelite according to the Bible. So when they ask you what your nationality is, what are you going to tell them? Do you know? Who's your father? What nationality is your father? Is your father so-called African American? So you be from the tribe of Judah. You see that?
That's
You
right.
see that sign over here? Come over, come look at this sign over here. All these names down this side over here. This is what God calls us.
Right.
On this side, this is what the other nations called us. They call us black, Hispanics, and Native American, Native Indians. But God calls us Judah, Benjamin, Levi. And guess how we know which tribe we're from? Give me numbers. Give me numbers. There's a reason why I asked you who your father was. Come back over here now. Come on, y'all, move with haste, all right? Read what you got.
Numbers chapter 1 and verse 18. And they assembled all the congregations together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
When I asked you what nationality your father was from, and you said African American, so you'd be from the tribe of Judah.
That's
Because the seed of your father determines your heritage. Y'all understand that? So what tribe are you from? Huh? Don't be scared to say it. What tribe are you from? Please don't be scared to say it, man. Don't be scared. It's okay. We understand the condition that our people are in, but I'm going to take my time and teach y'all today. Because, again, we read in Seraiah 4 and 10. This is like I'm talking to my own kids right now.
That's right.
right.
Matter of fact, when you leave here, you need to remember my name, and you need to remember these brothers that are around here.
That's right.
Because you're going to see us out here again. Y'all live close to here? Y'all don't live close to here? All right, did y'all get a flyer? I want y'all to read those flyers. Keep those flyers with you and read them. And then again, when y'all leave here, somebody asks you what your nationality is, what are y'all gonna say?
Say it, big man.
Huh? What y'all gonna tell them when they ask you what your nationality is? That's the tribe, but what nationality are you gonna tell them? The nation of what? Israel.
That's right.
You're gonna tell them you're an Israelite from the tribe of Judah.
That's right.
All right? Enough.
How you doing, officer? Sister wanted, her dad is from, she want to know what tribe her dad comes from.
Come on up, my sister. Come on up, my sister. What's your name? Say it again. Keisha? I'm Seraiah. Nice to meet you, Keisha. What? Say it again. What's your father? What nationality is your father?
Pointed to three of them.
You said, no, your direct father, who was he? What tribe is he? What was his father? You know what his father was? Indian? Which one? You might be from tribe of Gad.
That's right.
Yeah, you could be of one of a couple of different tribes of so-called Indians. But for the sake of today, we're going to say you're from the tribe of Gad.
Right.
So, and this is why. Go to back to Numbers. This is why I asked you that question. Come back up, my sister.
Numbers chapter 1 and verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
That's why I asked you the question, because the Bible, the seed, your nationality is determined by the seed of your father.
That's right.
That's why I asked you that question. But guess what? The so-called Native Indians went through the same atrocities that the so-called blacks and the so-called Hispanics went through. We were all taken in slavery. We were all enslaved. We all are under the same curses today. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 1 again.
Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
To who?
All Israel on this side Jordan, in the wilderness, in the plain against the Red Sea, between Paran and Sophel, and Laban and Hazarah, and Dezahel,
Go to 28 verse 1. So I started there. So this was Moses speaking to the children of Israel in the wilderness. So I wanted to read that for the context of who was being spoken to. Read.
Deuteronomy 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So do you think there was two choices God gave us, to obey his commandments or not obey his commandments? Which one do you think we chose? Yeah, did we choose to obey or disobey? Yeah. That's why we're in the condition we're in today. All right, go to 15.
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voices of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So the point that you just made, we disobeyed, and because we disobeyed, that's all. He said all these curses are going to come upon us. So now we're going to read what some of those curses are. Give me 47.
Verse 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
Now what enemy are we serving today? The Bible says we're going to serve our enemies. Who is our enemy today? You said flesh? Yeah. But there's a physical enemy that we have today. Keep reading what you got. Who is that? Who is it? Don't be scared to say it. You know who it is. Who is it? Read what you got.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in the want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, until he have destroyed thee.
We're going to start from the top of that verse again. So read it again, sir.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
It said the Lord was going to send an enemy against us for breaking his commandments. Read.
In hunger.
In hunger. Do you own your own business? Do most of our people own their own business? And even if they own it, do they own the land that it stands on? No. Right, read.
And in thirst.
In thirst. Do we own the Sunny water companies? Ozarka, do we own all those things? Who do we have to go to get those things? That's right. Read.
And in nakedness.
The clothes on your back. Did you make those? Do you own those textile mills? Who do we have to go to get that? Read.
And in want of all things.
So basically, everything in this life that we want, we have to go to the other nations to get it. If you want to, do you have a car? You have a house or an apartment? No. Do you live with someone that has? Yes. They have to pay rent. They have to pay utilities. Why? Because they don't own that.
Right.
We have to go to the other nations for everything. If you had a car and you needed a driver's license, can you just go get a car and just drive it? No, you got to get a driver's license. You got to get permission to drive.
Right.
Read.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, until he have destroyed thee.
That yoke of iron that the Bible's referring to back then was back here, back in slavery. Back then we had physical iron contraptions on our neck. Look down here. You see that? Those were physical contraptions that we had on our heads, on our necks back then. They had those chained together, chained to different things, chained to each other.
Jesus.
That happened to us in slavery. But now, what kind of chain do we have on now?
Which one? Point to him.
Now mentally, they destroyed us mentally. You on social media? Social media? That's the number one thing that's destroying us today is social media. It's destroying our minds. Give me 1 Corinthians chapter 15. 1 Corinthians chapter 15. This is what social media is doing to our people.
Teach them up.
1 Corinthians 15 and verse 33.
Bring it out.
Be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners.
Now, if you're on social media, 99.9% of what you're seeing on social media is evil. It's our young brothers and sisters with their behinds out, showing their bodies. Everything's about sex and homosexuality. That's what the Bible is talking about. Read it again.
Be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners.
And how long you say you are on social media? Or most people who are on social media, they can't even hardly function without looking at the phone. That's been they've captured your minds with that evil. Read it one more time.
Be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners.
And the other nations know that if we're spending most of our time on social media looking at evil, we're not going to have any knowledge of this Bible. So what do we have to do? We got to come back to God's commandments. It's the only solution.
What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, His word.